Now, Sri Lankans have cast their ballots in a snap general election. The polls will determine whether or not the island nation wants to further empower its new president, Anura Dissanayake. Now, Sri Lanka struggles to recover from a crushing financial crisis. Dissanayake is seeking to secure a majority in the parliament to push his policies.
Political culture that has been developing in our country. As seen in the last presidential election, we should celebrate our victory without hurting or harming anyone. This is not something that can just happen in one election and disappear in the other. This should be our political culture.
The voting began at about 7 a.m. and ended at 4 p.m. local time in Sri Lanka. The counting of votes is to begin. In the latest, the Commissioner General of Elections has said that the first election results could start coming out by about 10 p.m. later this evening. And the final results are expected by Friday evening. Now, there are about 225 parliamentary seats on the ballot. 17 million voters of the island nation will be exercising their right on Thursday, with over 8,800 candidates contesting the election. The parliamentary election process has certain special provisions to it. Of the total 225 seats in the parliament, Sri Lankans vote directly for 196 seats. For the remaining 29, political parties elect the lawmakers on the basis of the national vote percentage of every party. And just days after he was elected, President Dissanayake had dissolved the parliament on the 24th of September to clear the way for the general election. Now, the parliament's 5-year term was due to end in August 2025, but the poll seemed necessary for Disanayake's National People's Power Party, as the NPP currently has just 3 lawmakers in the outgoing parliament as per the 2020 mandate. Now, the president hopes for a fresh mandate that he needs to push his policies with. His main challenger is Sajid Premadasa's SJB, which currently holds about 54 seats. Now, this time, several big faces have stepped away from the spotlight. Ranil Wickremesinghe, who lost the presidential elections to Anura Dissanayake, has not been contesting the election for the first time since 1977. The Rajapaksa brothers, Mahinda and Gotabaya, who were ousted from power after the 2022 economic crisis, are also not participating in the electoral contest. All right, now to give more insights in terms of what is happening at this moment in Sri Lanka, we are joined by our correspondent Dasuni Thawda, who's joining us live from Colombo. Dasuni, these snap elections were called by Kumara Dissanayake, the current incumbent president, to gain a majority in the Sri Lankan parliament. The polls have closed at the moment. How likely is it that Dissanayake will be able to get a majority in the parliament?
Well, Mohammed, it is fairly likely that President Dissanayake will be able to get that simple majority of an excess of 113 seats in this 225-member House, because a lot of these voters were of the view that it is high time that an elected House supports a president who was elected just mere months ago. And that has sort of been the trend in elections here in Sri Lanka, where a parliamentary poll is more or less a reflection of the results of a presidential poll that was held before. So the likelihood of President Dissanayake getting that 113 seats is highly likely, failing which he will have to reach out to other parties, more so minority parties, to form a majority in parliament.
Right, at this point of time, Sri Lanka, of course, has been emerging from an economic crisis, and it is crucial that Dissanayake gets a majority, a simple majority within the parliament. Now, give us a sense at this moment, Dasuni, as to what the Sri Lankan people are in fact talking about. What has been the single big issue riding on these elections?
Well, just like the reflection of what transpired during the presidential election, which was the people wanted change. They've been asking for change since 2022, but the people never got that chance to sort of voice their opinion in a legal manner or to use their vote, which is why when President Dissanayake was elected, it was a turning of a new political lever here in Sri Lanka. And that is what a lot of people are expecting through these parliamentary polls as well, where there will be a House that will support President Disanayake's views and hopes of change, especially with regard to better livelihoods and better living standards for those in Sri Lanka who are currently struggling with cost of living issues here in the country.
All right, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you very much indeed, Dasuni Thaba, for getting us all those details. We'll, of course, come back to you as more details emerge in the story later this evening. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.